Hello everyone, this is SQL Depository. I am Saurabh Pandey and today we will talk about error handling in PowerShell. So I have a small piece of code here which is using the try and catch blocks to handle the errors inside the PowerShell. But in the first line, what I'm doing here is I'm clearing the error variable. Error is the PowerShell internal variable and it contains the most recent error encountered in the session. Okay. So I want this variable to be empty before starting out the code. So I'm going to clear this error variable and then it is followed by a try block which contains my PowerShell code. Okay. So this is what I want to do. I want to get all the child items in the path C data and error action is stored. So I want to list down all the files inside C data. Okay. And after that, I have the catch block and it has the error message which says there is an error and then it displays the exception message and it has the foreground color yellow and the background color black. Okay, so how exactly it will work is if there is any error in the try block, it will transfer the control to the catch block and then catch block will print this error message or whatever action you want to take. In my case, I'm taking this, I'm just writing the error message. Okay, now I also have one if condition which says if no error. So it says if not error, then write no error with foreground color green and background color black. Okay. So let me go ahead and execute this. So first time when I'll execute, it should not throw any error because I don't have any problem with the code or any problem as such. So it should ideally list down all the files and throw no error. Okay. And it's I would also write down this message which says no error because there will not be any error inside the error variable. So it should also go inside this if condition. Okay. So let me go ahead and execute this. And this has done exactly the same what I've told you before running the code. It has listed down all the files inside C data, and it has also gone inside this if condition and has written no error. Okay. But what if I have the problem in the code and if it will throw any error? So suppose if I'll change the part to C data 10 maybe, and I don't have any folder with the name data 10 inside C drive. So it should definitely throw the error this time. Okay, so let's see what exactly the error it will throw and how exactly the catch block will manage this kind of condition. So let me go ahead and execute this. And now this time you can see it went inside the catch block as soon as it encountered the error. And in the first line, it has written this error message, which says there is an error in the foreground color red. And here it is. And then in the second line, it has written the exception message in the foreground color yellow and background color black. So here it is. Okay, so far so good. So this is how you can handle your error using your try and catch block. But using try and catch block, you cannot handle all kind of errors. Okay, so when I say all kind of errors, all the exceptions in PowerShell can be handled by try and catch block. But what if I don't have any problem with the code itself, but there is a problem. Suppose you are running using the command invoke SQL CMD and running a SQL command tsql command on the SQL server. So I have a small code here which says invoke SQL CMD, and then I'm running the query select start from sys.databases, then some formatting here. And this code will do nothing but it will fetch all the records inside sys.databases table in the default instance on the local machine, right? So after that, I have the catch block to for the exception handling, but this time it will not work as expected. So let me go ahead and execute this code. I'm going to clear this error variable first, and then the rest of the code will run. So let me go ahead and execute the entire command in one shot. And you can see there is no error. So it has written the output of sys.databases table, and then it also went inside this if block and written no error. So far, so good, right? But what if I have some problem with the code, or maybe code is throwing some error back to us? So just to replicate this scenario, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give the wrong object name. So the object name was sys databases, but I have removed the E and S from the end. Now there is no such object in the database. So this time it will definitely throw the error, right? So let me go ahead and execute this, and let's see if SQL Server is able to handle these kind of situations or not. Sorry, I mean PowerShell is able to handle this kind of situations using try and catch block or not. Okay, so you can see that it never went inside the catch block, although it has written the error message, but it directly came from here. So try and catch block did not work as expected here. And you can see that it did not go inside the if block also, if condition also, because error variable is not empty. There is error, but it did not went inside the catch block. So if you have such kind of requirement for error handling, how exactly you can handle this kind of situation in PowerShell? Okay, so let me go to my next script, which is here, and the same thing I'm going to do here as well. I'm going to clear the error variable, then I'm going to run the exactly same command, and then I have the error action to which is silently continue. I'm going to remove it for now. I'll tell you what exactly it will do, but let me remove it for now. And then I have a if condition, which is checking if error.count is greater than 0, which means the error variable is not null. It has some errors. Then go inside this block, and I'm performing the same action. I'm writing the error message. There is an error, and then the message which will contain the content inside the error variable, right? And the foreground color and background color is still the same. Which doesn't matter in the for the particular demo. And then I have the same if statement here, which says if no error, then write this message. Okay, let me go ahead and execute this. And there is no error. It worked as expected, but there is no error, then there is no error handling. But what if there is an error? Let me go ahead and do the same thing and remove the E and S from the end. Now there is no such object in the database with namesys.database. Okay, as E and S from the end is missing, right? So this time it will definitely throw the error. But what we have to see is if it will go inside this block or not. Okay, so this time you can see it has written the error, there is no error, and then this message here. So it has went inside the if condition, but you can also see it has written additional error message, which is exactly the same, but there is one more error message here. Okay, so if we want to suppress this another error, and we just want to capture this error, then how exactly we can do this? So there is a variable here. It is not variable exactly, it is a parameter. So which is error action, which is here, and error action is silently continue. If I'll run this parameter now again, you can see that it has went inside the if block, but it did not write the other error message which it has written in the last one, right? So these are the few ways you can use to handle the error in the PowerShell. And as always, thanks for watching.